Before we get into this week's episode, we want to talk to you about something really important to us. Our world has changed this week, and we need to be serious and sit down and be real with ourselves and with you. This week, we really and truly need to be louder than ever.
We are both white women who live in the suburbs of Minnesota. I can't even remember the last time that I had an encounter with a police officer. It was probably the last time that I didn't get a speeding ticket, even though I deserved one.
As Minnesotans, we've always believed that we live in a good, diverse, and safe place. We live in a liberal state, and we're known for our huge mall, state fair, and being Minnesota nice. Unfortunately, this week we are known for something else.
On July 6, 2016, Philando Castile was shot and killed during what should have been a routine traffic stop. He was pulled over for a broken taillight, something that I've been pulled over for multiple times myself. But of course, I live to tell the story, and Philando didn't.
Philando was not a bad man or a criminal by any account. Like me, he graduated from high school and went right to work. Like me, he never had more than a driving violation. Like me, he was only 32. Like me, except not like me, because he was black. Not like me, because even when trying to comply, he was shot by a police officer. Shot and killed because he let the officer know he had a legal, permitted weapon in the car. Killed for reaching in his pocket.
After the senseless murder of both Philando Castile and Alton Sterling this week, a friend of mine, who is one of the most kind, lighthearted, fun people that I've ever known, felt that he had to make a public Facebook post to let everyone in his life know that he's not a violent person, that he will never resist arrest or own a gun or sell drugs or assault a police officer, that if he mysteriously dies at the hands of the police, it will undoubtedly be foul play. I read this and my heart broke. I was so sad and angry that my friend feels the need to have to publicly proclaim that he's a peaceful and respectful person. I'm so disgusted and in awe that we live in a world where someone feels the need to take this precaution. But that's my white privilege, rearing its ugly head again. My friend does not have that privilege. As a black man, he has been made to feel that it is necessary for him to leave this message behind. He's been made to feel afraid that if he is unjustly murdered, his name and reputation and memory will be dragged through the mud. That the media would portray him as just another black thug, someone we won't miss, someone the world would be better without, someone that got what he had coming to him. And I can't blame him. That's what the media has done in all of these cases, and it works.
Like many people, we couldn't avoid the clamor for Jamar Clark last year, another local incident that we explained away to ourselves. If he hadn't been violent, if he hadn't beaten a woman, then tried to keep help from her, he would be alive. If he had done what he was told by law enforcement, he would have lived. The efforts of Black Lives Matter we felt were lost on this man. We let our white privilege alienate us from the message. Incredulous that Black Lives Matter was blocking the freeway on a holiday, taking up for a man we believed was a dangerous criminal, even if he might not have deserved to die. We let it happen, this alienation, this separation, because we didn't want to believe their message was true. We didn't want to believe that police kill more black people than white people. We didn't want to believe racism was still rampant in our world and manifesting itself in such an obvious way. We chose to decide that it didn't affect us, it wouldn't happen to us or to the people we knew or loved, so what did we care?
But now this. Now Philando, a man whose only fault the media could dig up, were traffic violations. A man loved by his family and friends and co-workers, and the children that he worked with every day. Now it's clear.
We cannot continue to ignore what has been in front of our faces for far too long, and you can't either. Don't let the calls of all lives matter fool you. Don't let the incidents that could be explained away as justified overshadow the many more that could have been avoided.
This is a problem, whether you want to admit it or not. It's not just this isolated incident or that one. This is not something we can continue to pretend happens somewhere else to someone else. This is happening everywhere. It happened in our home state, and it can and probably does happen in yours.
We don't know what we can do. We can't magically fix this or make it right. All we know is continuing to do nothing, continuing to explain away and deny isn't going to work for us anymore, and we are sorry that it ever did. Welcome back to Louder Than Ever. I am Mary.
I'm Hailey.
And we're two Gemini Ravenclaws who love cheese curds and have literally nothing else in common. Today's theme is bewilderment. As you just heard, we've been really affected by recent events, and one of the main feelings that I kind of felt was just bewilderment. Like, how could this be? And so we started thinking about other things that kind of bewilder us, and I realized there's actually
so many
things that we really...
The world is a weird place.
It really is, and I think that kind of goes back down to, like, everyone's base instinct is just sort of weird. People are weird.
It really is.
People are weird. And so one of the things that we were going to do today was just talk about a few different things that kind of bewildered us and made us feel a little bit disconcerted, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go first. I have a really great one.
Okay, perfect.
Well, I don't know if it's really great, but it's something that really doesn't make any sense to me.
You take the lead. Let's go with it.
But people who pick fights with strangers on the internet. I feel like it happens a lot more than you think, and sometimes it's the guy that you'd expect. One of your Facebook friends he's the guy who posts all the gun, control memes and
smokes in cars with kids.
He thinks that his, legal rights are being infringed, or hers. I guess they can be.
Sure.
They can be girls too. I've seen it, dude, in some of those mom groups.
Let's not assign gender roles.
We're not really, because in the mom groups, there's some serious fights that go down, and the thing that strikes me as odd is that you don't know these people. You don't. They're strangers. I mean, and it's things like against businesses and against, like, churches.
Churches?
Yes.
What did the churches do? I mean, okay, the churches have done some things. Like, wait, let's pause for a second, because the churches have done some things.
They've done some things.
But by and large, I'm pro-churches. What has the church done?
Well, the church wasn't appropriately, using their donations, according to this one guy that I ran across in my newsfeed. And it's just kind of like, it just doesn't really make sense to me, I guess. It bewilders me. Who would spend that much time getting all lathered up about stuff with people you don't even know? You don't know these people. I mean, in the case of, like, a company or a church website, I mean, you don't even know what the person's name is that you're talking to. True. You have no idea, and yet you're so violently opposed to everything they say. I mean, I see it even in, like, my vintage dish groups.
Guys, if you don't know this, vintage dishware people are, like, hardcore.
They're serious.
You think that they're just, like, people that are into dishware, but no.
No. There's so much more to it than that. And it kind of brings me to another one of my points, people that chalk paint furniture.
I'm sorry, what?
People that take vintage, beautiful furniture and put chalk paint on it.
Why?
To distress it and refinish it. You can't see my air quotes, but they were there.
But they were there.
Refinish. You wouldn't believe the monstrosities. Then they stencil things on, and fake distressing is really irritating to me also. It bewilders me. Why would you do that to a beautiful piece of furniture?
I mean, chalk paint is great. I really wanted to chalk paint my kitchen. Or just one wall in my kitchen.
No, not chalkboard paint.
Oh.
Chalk paint. You don't even know what it is.
No, I don't. Okay, we're going to learn.
We're going to have to.
You're going to learn today.
You're going to learn, girl. So, chalk paint. It's not like the chalkboard that you can write out. It dries with like a consistency of chalk.
Ew.
Yes, I mean I agree. It's a matte finish. It does not hold up well. It scratches really easily. It's very difficult to clean. It's almost impossible to remove.
I mean, I do love a good matte finish, holla color pop.
Well,
but
that's fine. Not on beautiful vintage furniture that you can then never undo this disgusting fad you've forced on it.
That's unfortunate.
It is. It really is, and it bewilders me.
I see that.
So.
I'm so sorry.
I guess now it's your turn.
Jeez.
I've done
it's
too.
your turn.
Well, you know.
So a lot of my bewilderments have to do with animals, more so than people. Well, because Earth in general is a really weird place.
That is true.
First of all, let's talk about giraffes. Because please look at a giraffe right now. If you're listening and you have access to, I assume your phone or a computer or something, please pull up a photo of a giraffe and really and truly look at that giraffe. How is that a thing? Look at its long, itty-bitty, skinny pencil legs and its fat body and then this gigantic neck that stretches to the top of a tree. How is it a thing? How does it stand? How does it live? How does it not break its gigantic neck?
I've always wondered how they sleep. I will say that.
How do they
sleep? I really don't know. I've watched a lot of nature documentaries, and I feel like I've never come across a sleeping giraffe.
No.
Perhaps they sleep standing up. Well, they have to sleep. I mean, they're weird.
Some things don't sleep.
What?
I can't think of any right now,
yeah,
but there are things...
I think everything sleeps.
I'm pretty sure there are things in the world that don't sleep.
Well,
do fish sleep?
Yes.
They do?
They do.
Oh, you would know.
They don't close their eyes. They just nest down. She says you would know, like it's horrible. My husband
is so many fish.
He is a fish maniac. We have lots of fish tanks in our house. There are 2 in this room right here.
Okay, so fish sleep. But I don't know about giraffes. Giraffes are really cool. I think they're cute.
See, I don't really find them. We fed them one time. Did you know they have blue tongues?
I did. Also weird.
Weird.
So do chow chow dogs. I think it's chow chow dogs have blue tongues.
Well, its name is Chow Chow.
Chow Chow.
It can't be too serious.
Also, yeah, who names all these animals?
I don't know. Have you ever looked on Twitter at the God creating animals tweets?
Yes,
I saw
those are great.
Like a BuzzFeed article on it one time or something. Because I don't actually Twitter, so I just saw it on BuzzFeed. But it made me think that Twittering might be fun, but I can't get
God
it.
has a sense of humor.
He must, because I mean, you're right. Giraffes,
platypus. Oh my God!
That was not
scripted.
Not scripted at all. I didn't even know she was going to talk about.
But actually, though, platypus.
Yeah, they are really weird.
They're so weird. Also, another bewilderment of mine, still animal themed, is the fact that penguins have knees.
They do.
Penguins have knees, but they're inside their body, so they're not even functional knees, but they have them. Why, God? Why would you give penguins non-functional knees and make them waddle? I mean, it's adorable.
We all have non-functional parts. Okay. Though. I mean, I think.
But knees?
Knees are kind of funny. Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't know they had knees.
Try to picture a penguin with actual legs where you could see its knees. That is not a cute thing.
No.
That is not a cute thing.
That's like an ostrich, which is really hideous.
Ew, ostriches.
Can you imagine
so
an ostrich
gross.
penguin?
Ugh. Also kind of giraffe-like with their weird neck.
Right? And they're bald though, and they have that weird feathery tuft.
We're getting
just in
very
the middle.
judgy about God's creatures.
Well, there are a lot of weird ones out there. So when you're talking about bewilderment.
Narwhals.
Those aren't even a real thing, are
yes,
they?
Yes, they are. No, narwhals are real things.
I totally thought they were a mythical unicorn whale beast. I didn't.
No, that's what people think of them as, but narwhals are real things.
Do they really look like the
pictures?
pictures?
Do you know what the thing is?
Is it
It's not a horn. It's a tooth.
It's a tooth?
It's a tooth. And it's
you have completely ruined narwhals for me.
I'm sorry. It's on their nose.
Those were mythical unicorn whale beasts.
But they're real. They're real. And it's a tooth.
Now I feel kind of dumb.
So much bewilderment with animals.
Really? Skunks?
Skunks. Oh man, skunks.
Yeah.
Porcupines.
Here's a cute little thing. Let's make it nice and spiky so you can't hug it.
And if you get poked with one of its spikes, it works its way into your skin. It's got barbs on it, and it works its way into your skin even deeper and deeper until it kills you.
Well, what about, like, mosquitoes? You know, one of my children, Puff, the other day told me that mosquitoes should have been called vampires. If he could have named them, that's what he would have called them. Because
He's
they
not wrong.
suck your blood. But they make no sense. He tried to do my Russian accent. I'm pretty good at it. He's not so much. He's like, suck your blood. He kind of sounded like, you know, like the Godfather, not a Russian.
Time.
Yeah, but it's cute that he's working on it already.
That's really cute.
But mosquitoes bewilder me also.
Mosquitoes are awful.
They're the worst. If you lived here, you would know.
Speaking of accents and still animals, another thing that bewilders me is, what do you think a British otter would sound like?
You have an idea?
Okay, so I've been trying to figure this out because we found, as I said, we work with memes at work a lot.
Right.
So we found this one the other day that I'll tweet it out so everybody can see it. But it's of a very disgruntled otter. And first of all, when have you ever seen a disgruntled otter?
They always look so cute and happy.
They're so cute and happy. Not this one.
Really?
And the otter's meme says, "Sir, I've had enough of your shenanigans, so I bid you good day." I said, "Good day, sir."
Isn't that like Monty Python?
I mean, probably.
"Sir, I've had enough of your shenanigans, so I bid you good day." I said good day to you, sir.
No.
See, that's getting Australian now.
Right, it's not Australian. He's got to be British. Because
I will have to practice that one.
You can't say these things and not be British.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
I say shenanigans all the time, but I don't know what the otter sounds like. I can't.
Sir, I've had enough of your shenanigans, so I bid you good day. I said good day to you, sir.
Is that what you think it sounds like?
I think so.
Well, I'm glad you put a lot of thought into that.
I did.
So that's a British otter?
Yes,
sorry, I was
sir.
totally going to move past it because I was like, I don't know what British otters sound like. I didn't realize you had prepared a...
Sir!
Do it again.
Sir!
Yeah, very good.
I've had enough of your shenanigans, so I bid you good day. I said good day to you, sir.
Okay. Shenanigans. I really like how you said shenanigans.
Shenanigans? They spelled it wrong in the meme, though. Don't judge.
No, shenanigans definitely has an E in it, right? Shit.
When I tweet this out later, don't judge us for the spelling.
Don't retweet memes that have spelling errors. It makes you look dumb.
I'll put a spelling correction in the tweet.
Or we could just remake the meme.
Or that.
We'll have to get an angry otter, but that's way too much work. Just retweet it. I don't care. There. See how easy that was?
That was
because
great.
I'm quite easily fall right into laziness. Can I talk about my next animal-themed one now? Are you
Sure.
done?
Yeah.
Angelfish. I'm so ready, but I'm going to say it again because angelfish. And this is literally what it said about angelfish when I looked them up on the internet. It told me angelfish are not agile swimmers. And it's true because we have angelfish, so I can tell you they are indeed not agile swimmers. But I want you to think about that just for 1 minute because it's quite bewildering. Fish that are not agile swimmers. Now that is one cruel creator. They are really pretty, but that's about it. That's why we've named all of our angelfish after ditzy quasi-celebrities. Not
well,
real
one
ones.
of them is your new one is Carrot Top.
Yes, well, he's also ditzy, but he's a male, so I couldn't give him a ditzy quasi-celebrity name.
I feel like I once heard that Carrot Top, like the actual person, is quite smart.
He might be. Sorry, Carrot Top. I don't know. Your bits are not inspiring to me.
We don't know you.
I'm not inspired by your comedy. If you wanted to be on your show, we would totally welcome you over. You could meet Carrot Top.
The fish.
The fish. He's really cool and actually quite elderly for a fish, but he's magnificent.
What?
He's elderly. He's an elderly fish.
At what point does a fish become elderly? This also bewilders me.
Well, it's like 3 years old, which I snorted.
Oh.
Bewildering. Which is pretty old for an angelfish.
Oh.
Yeah.
Curious.
He's pretty well grown, too. Full grown.
He's quite large.
He is very large. He's about the size like of the palm of my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Not my fingers, but I said, the palm.
Yeah, certainly one of your biggest fish.
Yes.
He and Garfield.
Garfield's a great fish. I've named all our fish. I recently named a fish orange juice, and it was really satisfying. So, bewildering. Naming fish. What's the point, you ask? The point is fun.
Speaking of names.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I already heard this one coming.
These segues are working out really well for us this week. We did not plan this.
No, not at all, as you can tell.
I need to talk about names. because at work I see a lot of names all day come across my desk.
Sure.
And some of the things that people have started naming their children, I can't. So, disclaimer, if you are named one of these names, or if you named your child one of these names, or if you know somebody who named their child one of these names, I'm sorry.
Except I'm not
But
sorry.
I'm, like, really, really sorry, because that's really unfortunate.
Sorry,
like,
not sorry.
Yeah, really.
Basically.
Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
So... one of the recent ones I saw, this didn't come across my desk. I saw this on, like, BuzzFeed or something.
Of course.
The name is Caitlin. Beautiful. Beautiful traditional name. It means, like, purity or something like that. Perfect. Caitlin has been spelled capital K, capital V, capital I, lowercase Lyn.
Kate Seven Lynn?
Nope.
It would be I, right? For 8. Kate Lynn?
Oh,
is
yeah.
8?
Oh,
like,
sorry.
Like Roman numerals?
I missed one. Yes.
People are so weird. Who would do that?
Someone who loved the name Caitlin but wanted it to be unique.
Guys.
So, yes, I'm sorry. I spelled that wrong. 3 I's. But
names are not where you choose to be unique.
No. Like the girl that named her baby hashtag.
Why?
Just so that she could do, like, hashtag. Like, oh, hashtag did today,
hashtag is
like,
not going to be a thing
crawling.
when your child...
I mean, it might be, but that still shouldn't be a name.
No.
I've also... I mean, that gets into people using words for names. Like, I have so many...
Oh, sure.
Just, like, awful spellings. But, like, Brittany, for example. This is one of my favorites. BRYTTKNEE.
How?
Brittany. As in
oh my gosh,
knee,
as in the knee on your leg.
As in the knee of your leg. The knee that penguins secretly have.
Oh my gosh.
Brittany.
That one is so bad.
My own name, Hailey, which is a beautiful name. Thanks for that, Dad. I know you're listening.
It can be spelt many ways.
Oh, there are so many ways.
Yeah.
One of my least favorites is any form that starts with HAE.
Oh, right. Because
like,
that's...
for Pete's
that's,
sake. Obviously, the way I spell it is the correct spelling.
Of course.
But also, if they do the LEIGH, Lee, that just annoys me. Like, you're just trying too hard. Sit down.
Trying to make it too...
Take several seats.
Hoity-toity sounding.
Ugh. I can't.
Looking.
And then I also see so many Tiffany's, and this is my favorite Tiffany spelling. Not my favorite, I mean my least favorite. TYPHANIE.
Like Stephanie, but with...
Tiffany.
Tiffany. That's so bad. It's so bad. People just don't seem to have a lot of care for the fact that this human is going to have to live with this name.
Look, really,
write it down.
Before you name a child something, write it down and imagine it on a business card.
Imagine spelling it to a pediatrician, and then the pediatrician's nurse, and then the pediatrician's assistant. And then having it read back to you incorrectly. I mean, this is what you really...
Imagine your child having to spell it, having to learn how to spell it.
Right. In school.
Another thing, don't set your child up for failure by naming them a word name and spelling it wrong. Cadence with a K and a Y in there. Justice, that's TIS. Phoenix, FENIX.
No.
Destiny.
None of these are okay, guys.
NEE. No.
No, none of them are okay.
If your child should not be failing spelling tests because of you.
Right? That's not how I spell destiny. It ends with 2 E's.
No.
Like, you don't get to spell destiny. Destiny is just a word. Which, I'm sorry, but don't just give your child stripper names right out the bat. Let them pick one when they become a stripper.
Right.
They don't have to be stripper ready from the cradle.
Beautiful little Caitlin can be Destiny on stage and be Caitlin at home.
It's fine.
My God.
She has to be Caitlin on her social security card. I mean, really. It pervades into your entire life. What about LaDasha? We all know that one. LE-A.
Isn't it LA-A?
No, it's LaDasha.
I think it's LA. LaDasha.
No.
Okay, either way.
It doesn't matter. Either way.
The dash ain't silent.
The dash ain't silent, right? Everybody's heard that one.
Oh my God.
There's some really bad ones out there, I agree.
You have more bewilderments?
I do. I have so many more bewilderments.
Great.
And this one's kind of topical because it's just happening right now, but they've changed gymnastics scoring.
What?
Gymnastics, right? It's coming up. The Olympics are coming.
Oh, sure.
Okay, this is topical for some people. Haley's like, oh, sure, that thing I don't care
yeah,
about is happening.
I like watching gymnastics.
It's very fun.
For personal reasons.
Okay. It doesn't matter why you like it. I enjoy it because the athleticism is just so amazing.
Sure.
But everybody knows about the perfect 10, right? And they would flash 10, 10, 10. Well,
sure.
Now they don't do that. Now they flash, it's like a score that's based on the difficulty of their routine. So they get a certain amount that's like quantified by the different moves they make, and then they get a score of 10 for execution. So they take points off of both of these half scores and then put them together, and NBC is just like, they obviously realize this makes no sense to everyone because they've come up with a shape and color coding system where they tell you if the score is a green triangle, that means it's okay, a yellow square means it's not so great, and a red upside down triangle means bad.
Oh.
And that's about all they can tell you. And so the whole time you really don't have any idea what's going on until you get to the end and they tell you who won. Because the scoring is just sort of that.
Why would they do this?
I think it's because, and I've read a lot of articles about it and tried to figure it out myself because it makes no sense. Apparently they wanted to get away from the perfect 10 because they would give 10s to people who didn't really do a perfect job. They just did such a better job than everyone else that they got a 10. Even though, like, they might have hopped on the landing or they might have made some small mistake, they still got 10 because they were so much better.
Everybody else fucking sucked.
Well,
so
right.
Here's your perfect
here's
score.
your 10, even though it doesn't look perfect.
No.
And so people started saying that, like, things were rigged and that, it wasn't making sense to people. And I mean...
Oh, so green triangles make more sense.
Right. Because it seems less...
I understand. Green means good.
Right? But you don't have any idea until they get to the very end because each event has a different, like, range of what the base score is for that particular routine, the difficulty score. And so it really isn't quite as enjoyable anymore. I still like watching it because part of it, of course, is the enjoyment of watching them perform gymnastics. I mean, these people are not in bad shape. So it's really fun to watch. But I also enjoyed kind of keeping track of the competition and sort of understanding it, and I don't really understand it anymore, so I still enjoy it, but I also feel slightly bewildered the entire time because I'm a little confused about who's winning and who's losing, and the color coding system is really...
Ultimately, I don't really care, but that seems, like, really dumb.
It is. It's
I just
bewildering.
Like to watch them jump around.
Oh, they do so much more than jumping. They twist and turn, and they wear...
All are great. All of the movements that they make are fantastic.
You're right. And I can't wait to see...
Great.
Tomorrow
Love
night
it.
is the final Olympic trial. So then we'll get to find out who's on the U.S. Olympic team.
Oh, fab.
I don't think we need to belabor the point anymore. I think we've adequately gotten it across. Why do they ever sell peanuts in shells?
So we've done away with segues.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's my next one. That was underneath on the list, but
I feel like some people probably like just
it's so much
process
work.
Of okay, well,
but
I feel like some people just like the process of being able to crack the shell. I don't care for peanuts, so I don't.
Oh.
I don't
I really like
understand
peanuts.
your bewilderment, really.
That's okay. So I guess that
I'm
one was
sorry.
really bad. So you can.
I'm sorry.
Do you have? That's okay.
Not really.
No.
Now I'm just kind of wondering about nuts. I like cashews.
I do like cashews too. They're delicious.
Apparently they're like poisonous. Like their shell is poisonous.
Well, that explains why I don't ever have to shell cashews.
Right.
Well, that's not true. I've used my nutcracker at Christmas time on cashews.
Huh.
I don't eat the shells, I guess.
I mean, I read it on the internet, so of course it could be.
It's definitely true if you read it on the internet. I mean, it's...
The internet said, ergo, ergo.
Ergo.
Therefore,
yes,
it is right.
Well, I do a lot of thrifting. I have like 2 more topics that I can pull out here, and then these ones are kind of related though. So
I'm held up on drafts.
She's like, that's all you've got. You don't have any.
I have so many animals that bewilder me.
Well, that's okay. This one is really bewildering because I thrift a lot. I go to a lot of thrift stores, and I always see this everywhere I go. People donate their very personal items, like their personalized confirmation photo with their picture and like the date of confirmation, or like their monogrammed towels. Or and I've seen those kind of personal things that you're thinking about too.
You're kidding
No,
me.
I've seen new ones. They're new though.
New in the box.
Dude, well, I saw a Diva cup one time at a Goodwill.
Oh my god! For those of you that don't know what a Diva cup is, it's like a cup that you insert into yourself if you are a female to catch your menstrual blood.
Yes, and it's reusable. And
for you, the one
for
individual
you, the one
that
person that uses it, but it's reusable for you. But you can buy used one. I mean, I wasn't sure if it was used or not. It was still in its box. But I mean, even if it isn't used, which I'm sorry, I mean, I don't know how you could buy that and not at least like try it on first.
Right, you at least took it out of the box and felt
touched it, and like that goes in your nethers. So I would never.
So no.
I have seen that. But no, I'm talking more like, and sometimes I feel like these must be treasures. You know, I collect crewels, and those I don't feel are especially personal, but a lot of the times they have gift inscriptions on the back and things, and I feel sort of guilty. I buy them, but
I still buy them.
I still buy them and hang them in my house. But I feel like I'm doing it the favor, you know.
Right.
So.
The person you were gifted to did not appreciate your life, and I do.
Like, welcome to the Ingervald's cabin. I mean, I've seen signs like that are clearly personalized, and it's like, I don't know why you would think anyone else would want that.
Well, someone else with the last name Ingervald that has a cabin might.
Might, I guess.
But good luck finding the Ingervalds.
Good luck with that, yeah.
It's not an especially popular name.
No, and I made it up. I don't think that was really the name, but it was something not common. Like, I could see... I could see maybe if it was, like, the Johnsons or the Smiths or something, you know, because there's tons of those out there. It's feasible that...
Sure.
You would find one
there surely is another Smith that has a cabin.
Somewhere. Probably here in Minnesota, because a lot of people have cabins.
Everybody has cabins.
Yeah, everybody.
Almost everybody. I don't have a cabin.
Well, me neither, but we do go to one. Tuna's family has one.
Right. # blessed.
Right. We're going next weekend. I'm pretty excited. And I have one more thing. And this was kind of my...
Wow, you really have so many bewilderments.
I do, because this one really bugged me. I was watching TV the other day, and I was sitting, and the commercials were on. We have an antenna. We don't have cable, so when commercials are on, we watch them, or at least they have to stay on, so we can't fast forward through them. And I've noticed, you know, a really strong, like, degrade in the quality of commercials, like, from when I was a kid, because people don't have to watch them anymore. I think everyone's realizing this. But anyway.
They don't really matter anymore.
They don't really matter. But I was watching this ad, and it's for a big department store, and they're having a one-day sale. Okay.
1 day sale.
Yes. Okay. And they go on and on about how it's a one-day sale, and then like halfway through the ad, they start talking about this preview day, which is the day before the sale, but is all the same sale prices that will be available on the one-day sale.
The next
day. It's a 2-day sale, guys.
2-day.
It doesn't have the same ring. But I don't know why they do that. They have a 1-day sale, and then they have a preview day. It's like that's a 2-day sale.
That is bewildering.
It's bewildering because you could just call it a 2-day sale.
They can't count. Maybe that's the problem.
Maybe.
That's unfortunate.
But they make a lot of money to not be able to count. Like,
don't you need to count?
Don't you need to be able to count all damn bills?
No, they have an accountant.
They have an accountant.
The accountant does not work in marketing.
1 day. Okay.
Those people typically don't cross over very much. No, they don't, right? Except to say, like, hey, that ad cost us way too much fucking money.
You cannot do that again.
Sit down,
no
take
more
several
Super Bowl
seats.
ads for you. Well, and then it kind of brought me, too, to thinking about when I used to do a lot of shopping at retail establishments before I discovered that you can get everything you need at thrifts. Okay? Before then, I used to go to normal stores. And, like, I would walk into this one store, and every time I'd walk in, everything is on sale. Everything in the whole store. And, like, they have these retail prices splashed everywhere, like, oh, and it's 40% off the retail price. But I've never seen that establishment sell anything for a retail price. Everything is always like 40% off. So to me, it just seems like a racket. Why not just price it at what you want to get for it? Because this is obviously not a sale, guys. It's like every time you go in there. And I don't want to say the name of the retailer. No, of course not. They're local anyway. I don't know that there's a ton of them around.
But they think that people, that's the thing, is they think that people are stupid.
Right? And they're like,
oh, this is on
this
sale,
crappy
so
sweater
I need
is
to
normally
buy it
$80. But it's only $60 today.
First of all, if you were paying $80 for a sweater...
You shop in department stores.
Good
And you
Lord.
have too much money.
Therefore, give it to us. So, donate to Louder Than Ever.
Should we make a GoFundMe for Louder Than Ever? Just to maybe pay back our equipment costs.
Other things that bewilder me. People who set up GoFundMes for like the stupidest, most selfish reasons.
Right.
Like, God.
They make me so angry, some of these people.
I'm sorry. If you were setting up a GoFundMe to take your vacation, like...
You don't deserve a vacation, friend.
Sit down, take several seats, and not on that fucking airplane.
Right?
No.
And save your money.
Save your money.
Buy your own damn
Stop
vacation.
going out to dinner.
Right? Dude, we don't go out, like, ever anymore.
Well, you have 3 kids, so of course not.
Well, of course not. But also, like, even fast food or anything. I mean, we don't really eat it anymore.
It's so expensive.
It is. When you really sit and think about how much money it would cost to replicate that meal at home. Like, you can get a gallon bucket of ice cream for $5. So why does it cost $3.99 to get one ice cream cone from Dairy Queen? Why would you ever pay that? Bewildering.
I don't know, but I do. Shout out Dairy Queen.
I really love you, Dairy Queen.
Love the soft serve.
It's
Hometown
really good.
company.
Yes.
Thank you, Dairy Queen, for the perfect little swirl at the top of the cone every damn time.
I know. That's like their calling card. They call it the curl.
Oh, sorry. The perfect little curl.
The swirl
that's
is
great.
the chocolate and vanilla ice cream mixed together.
Oh, sure.
That's swirl.
You know what pisses me off, though? When the damn Dairy Queen workers can't get the, like, little bulbs of the ice cream
I know, right? And they're
like,
all like...
Come on. I know that you get training in this.
Right.
Why is my damn cone crooked and about to fall off? Why is the bulb at the bottom of the cone smaller than the next bulb?
Makes it quite difficult to consume.
It really does. Like, God, just...
And then, like, if you're going to make it into a dip cone.
Hashtag first world problems.
Oh, my gosh. No kidding.
Oh, my God, yeah. If it's a dip cone, it's just totally fucked up.
Right?
Ugh.
Dip cones are so hard to eat. They're so good, but they just make such a mess.
If you want a dip cone, you're better off getting a dilly bar. Mm-hmm. Easier to eat.
Truth. It's got a handle.
Less ice cream, though.
Yeah. And no cone.
No cone. Ugh.
Ugh. The
struggle
is so
real. The
right?
struggle is real here in Minnesota with our readily available Dairy Queens.
And I think that's it. We can go back to peanuts and shells if you want, but...
Actually, we need to talk about our biggest fan. Wrote us another email.
Hey! Haley's dad. I shouldn't have clapped. That'll probably sound so loud, but I'm just so excited.
Thanks for writing us again, Dad.
Thanks.
You're the best fan.
You are. We love feedback.
For those of you who have not yet written us any fan mail, you can.
And you should.
At louderthaneverpodcast@gmail.com. Send us feedback. My dad has sent us, again, great feedback.
Awesome. I can't wait to hear it.
You can send us questions, feedback,
you can
cat
also
memes.
Message us on our Facebook page, too, if you don't, get down with the email.
That's true. We have a Facebook fan page.
We're very responsive to messages on there.
Average response time is 4 minutes. We're very proud.
Yeah, so test us. I would love to see that number go down even more.
Yeah, 60-second response time
is really what we're going for. Yeah.
So anyway, this week, Dad wanted to share with us, again, all of his likes, dislikes, questions, and statements. Good. So it's very thorough.
I'm so excited for this.
So
I don't get to hear these beforehand, just so you know.
So these are all a surprise to Mary. So his likes from episode 2 are the funny outtakes at the end. So hi, shout out to me. Thanks, Dad. I learned how to edit via Audacity. Thanks.
Thank you.
Also, he liked the shout out to the Red Cross.
Oh, good.
And stated that he gave blood on the day that he wrote this email. So good for you, Dad. The Red Cross won't let me give blood because of my tattoos.
Well,
like
they are suspect in nature.
Right, yes.
No, isn't that because
they're all kitchen tattoos, so no. It's nice that someone in my family is able to give blood.
That is nice.
He liked the black cat reference. So we talked about Mary's cat Cricket, who's great. She's been banned from our recording area due to her
upstairs.
due to her appearance in last week's episode.
Yeah, she's only allowed to guest star that one time, so she used it up.
But he put in parentheses that he had a black cat as a kid. Its name was Sally. Sally was a boy.
A boy cat named Sally.
A boy cat named Sally. Yeah, we don't restrict ourselves to gender roles in this family. Like, it's cool.
You've been progressive since, like,
yeah,
a long
since
time
my
ago.
dad was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sally, I'm pretty sure, unless this was another cat that he had as a child, Sally unfortunately died by getting hit by a car.
Oh.
And if this is the correct cat, he'll let us know in his next email. He told me the story of they put him in a box and a neighboring kid asked if he was flat, like as a pancake, because just from watching cartoons he thought that's what happened when he got run over.
I remember when I thought that shit too.
Yes!
Where you could just like fall off the mountain and you'd crush into like a can.
Yeah, you were just pancake.
And then you would just float back up.
Right.
Yeah, that was the misleading part.
So I don't know how much older than this kid my dad was at the time, but he had to... I don't remember if he showed him the cat or something, but either way, the kid thought he was flat as a pancake. I'm like, oh.
He was not.
Precious. So those were his likes. Short list. That's okay. But we only have one dislike, and that's me referencing my coworkers. He seems to be very nervous that I'm going to get fired.
Aw,
so
that's very nice.
I'll stop doing that, Dad.
After this week.
Right. Now we're actually done.
Okay.
Now his questions are my favorite. Because now we can educate all of our listeners. His first question is subscribing to the podcast the same as clicking the link and listening? Well,
no.
That kind of depends, I guess. Probably not. It depends on where you're getting the link. So, because I know my dad has an iPhone, if you go to your podcast app and you search for Louder Than Ever in like the little search bar and then find our show and tap on it, there will be a button that says subscribe.
Yes.
And
then
you
click it.
Right.
Everyone else should also click it.
Everyone else, click that subscribe button. It's just one little click. It's super easy after you found our show. And then every week when we've put out a new episode, it will be there waiting for you when you open up your podcast app. It's great.
It's awesome, and you should totally do it.
You should definitely do it, because then you'll know when
we post episodes.
When we post. And you want to know these things.
You do.
It's important.
Very. I'm just supporting you is all.
Yes.
Yes.
You've got my back.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Subscribe.
Hashtag like, comment, and subscribe.
Perfect.
And then also, do you have to leave personal information if you review the podcast? No.
So do it.
On iTunes, if you're reviewing the podcast, it goes by your Apple ID. So I guess it depends on if your Apple ID is like your super personal information.
Is that like Mr. 8 inches or whatever? That might be a
Whoa!
little too much.
We are talking to my dad.
No, we're
Mary.
talking to everyone.
Okay, but like my dad asked the question, so
okay, we can cut it.
I probably won't because it's funny.
Well,
but
then sorry.
Dad, don't listen to that part.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to. Okay, I'm just gonna.
So it depends on what your Apple ID is, basically.
Please don't. And if you've used that personal of information in your Apple ID,
you're questionable, and I don't know if I want you listening to our podcast.
You're bewildering. So
you are super bewildering. This whole episode has been about you.
Yes.
But yeah, so no, you can leave, stars behind, and then you can write a review as well, or you can just do stars. Please do 5 stars, and not 1. 5 is better than 1 in this case. Thank you.
If you want to leave 1 star, we encourage you to just
send us an email
instead. Because we want to know exactly the reasoning behind your 1-star rating.
Before you give it to us.
We need to figure out how we can make ourselves improve to 5-star in your eyes.
You need to give us at least another week to improve.
Please. Don't just 1-star reviews are like shots to the heart, so.
Yeah.
We need to know why.
Don't hurt our hearts.
We need to know why.
We're nice people.
We are also waiting to find out why that one person unliked our Facebook page.
Yeah, so if that's you and you're still listening,
tell us.
Forward.
Please tell us why.
Don't be afraid.
We're not going to hurt you.
No, we're kind people.
We just have questions.
We just have so many questions.
We need answers.
We might tie you to a chair.
Never. Don't listen to her. It puts the lotion on its skin. What?
What
was that?
Anyway,
okay.
Third question. And I feel like this is a really good question because other listeners are probably confused as well. Why is Mary's husband called Tuna?
That's a good question.
It's a real good question.
And it has to do... Well, you go. You
He's your husband.
Well, I know, but it has to do with how much he likes tuna noodle casserole. If you really want to know.
And how many fish he has.
Yes, he's got a lot of fish, but
So
the main
fish.
reason is that he asked me to make tuna noodle casserole, and then he complains because there's peas in it. And as any Minnesotan would know, tuna noodle casserole does have peas in it. It does not have green beans in it, like I've been forced to do many a time now.
I don't even like peas or tuna, but it still definitely is supposed to have peas.
It's supposed to have peas in it. So this is a major point of contention in our household. So I call him Tuna. And also, he's a chef, and he's obsessed with fish. So it just seemed...
It seemed like a good
apropos, you know.
Also, tuna are large fish. And he's like the big fish, he thinks.
Yeah. So I think it just all kind of...
Everything just came together, and tuna.
Tuna. But a good question.
Great question,
Thank
Dad.
you. Yeah, I guess maybe when I bestow these nicknames, I could explain them a little better. But we did explain Puffs, because he's a Hufflepuff.
Yes. And your other two children still need nicknames.
Well,
like official ones.
Yeah, there's not a lot to say about them. Just kidding. If you're listening, beautiful children, I love you all equally and always have and always will.
Oddly enough, the middle child is the one that's
getting a name.
Attention.
Well, he's just such a Hufflepuff. My oldest is a
so
Gryffindor, and there isn't really a good short version of that.
Griff, but then it
It's
sounds like his name is Griffin
which
or
is
something.
just not true.
It's not.
And also another name that bewilders.
Griffin?
Griffin. I just don't really care for F sounds in general, I think. Sort of, maybe that's why I don't like the F-bomb so much, and maybe it's just the F sounds I don't really...
You know...
It kind of sounds like a bitchy letter, you know? That's really going to sound good on tape. Yeah,
that's
it's
what
just
it is.
sort of
it's a dismissive
above
sound.
it all and indifferent, so I don't like Fs. And then the baby, she's just a baby. I don't know what she is yet. It's hard to give her a nickname because who knows what she's going to be.
She might be a Ravenclaw.
Let's hope. I can't be the only one in this house. And Tuna's completely a Slytherin, so
you have a really well-rounded family,
so now
which is great.
It just kind of, I don't know what side of the fence little Noodle's going to come down on. Maybe I'll just call her Noodle until we can come up with something better. Because Tuna, Noodle.
For now.
But
adorable.
She's such an adorable little...
She really is. Just a peanut.
Yeah. Peanuts. Shells.
Peanut shells.
I needed to wait for there. I should have waited for that segue instead of just coming out with the, why did peanuts have shells? Okay.
Just go back to Dad's email here. Statements. Listeners now know that you record in a house, not a studio. You referenced, quote, this house while recording.
Oh. Wasn't that clear already that we're obviously amateurs and clearly don't have a recording studio?
This is the louder than ever home studio.
Yes, which we love. Basically because we have no other options.
Right.
But it's also my library room where I fold laundry, an office, home to 2 fish tanks, my only VHS player, and an extra shelf of Pyrex. It really serves a lot of purposes here.
So I think we're okay with the fact that people know we record in a house.
I think you could already tell.
I think it's okay.
Maybe someday, guys, get a subscribe. Eventually.
Donate to our GoFundMe account so we can have a studio.
I'm not going to do that.
No, we're not.
We're
not awful people.
No. It's not always awful, but you can't just put your hand out all the time. Use GoFundMe when it's appropriate.
And if you're not sure when it's appropriate, just ask us.
Write us an email. If you're not sure it's appropriate, it's not appropriate. But you can email us anything. We'll always help you.
We will respond.
I would love to
either
start getting enough following to do like a Dear Abby segment because it's been my dream for a long time to be an advice columnist.
So send us emails. Ask us questions.
A question. Yeah.
We're still not done with this one email.
Okay. We won't read yours on air, I promise.
We might.
Actually, we probably will.
We can't promise that.
No, I'm just kidding. I would never promise such
my dad is a traitor.
He listened to a different podcast?
Nope. Worse.
Oh, no. What's worse than that?
His final statement is, years ago, they were not, but nowadays, leggings are pants.
Yes!
No!
Yes!
Dad!
Yes! I
No.
might have lost on Twitter, but that win is a huge win.
Our
I'll
Twitter
take it.
poll, our final answers are in, and Twitter agrees with me.
Well,
Leggings are
your
not
dad
pants.
agrees with me.
That's really...
So...
Dad!
They are now.
Dad!
I have on a really cute pair today that my friend Jen sent me as a mystery pair. They have boom boxes on them.
They're super cute. You
I
should
will
Instagram them.
Yep, I'll do
That
it right
will
now.
happen. He also suggests that we talk more about movies and TVs and do top 10 lists at some point. So those are some good episodes that we can do in the future. Movie and TV. I don't feel like I watch very many movies that aren't Disney movies. I do watch a lot of Netflix, though. I have recently started binge watching Grace and Frankie.
I've never heard that.
Oh my god, it's so good. So it's about old people.
Okay.
Like they're in their
Good start.
70s.
Sure.
Right. And it's these two couples. And spoiler alert, if you have not watched Grace and Frankie, I'm about to ruin like the first episode for you, but not really, because like this is what the show's about. So they're two couples, and it's these two guys that are lawyers, and they've worked together forever, and their wives hate each other, and they all of a sudden like decide to come out to their wives that they're in love and have been for 40-something years, and they're leaving their wives to get married to each other. And now these ladies that have hated each other forever have to like come together and be friends because they're the only people that understand like what each other just went through. And it is hilarious. I highly recommend it.
Okay. Maybe I'll give it a try.
You should.
I'm currently watching Mad Men, which
Oh, Mad Men.
I really enjoy mostly because the gorgeous set decoration and costumes. I mean, the storylines are great too, and I basically know in my bones that I belong in that generation. So I live vicariously through television programs, and I'm watching Mad Men.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I love that. Watch both of those things this week and then email us about it and tell us what you liked and what you didn't like, or if you're going to keep watching them.
And definitely email us any feedback you have for this episode, ideas for future episodes. We can always use
Memes.
input and suggestions, comments, questions.
Memes.
We love it.
I really like memes.
I'm sensing that. She really wants someone to send us some memes, if you could do
A
that.
really good one, though.
That'd be great.
We'll tweet it.
Okay, well, I think that probably should do it for today.
I think that's good. Yeah, make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram as well, at LTE Podcast.
Right. I'm Instagramming my leggings right now. You don't want to miss that. And
we'll see you next week. Not really. We won't see you.
That's
we'll
weird.
Talk at
You'll hear us.
You'll hear us
next week.
On
Louder Than Ever. Stop it. No more unison talk. That's the worst.
Oh my god.
Only accidentally.
Well, but it was kind of
was, I
accidental.
guess.
We didn't
You're right.
plan that. That just happened. This is
Organic.
who we are as people.
Learn to love it, America.
Bye.
Bye.